the course owner again, you schedule the test, you conduct the test, so you can proctor it, you can know the progress, and then you just finish the test and you can extract the results, which actually also the course owner. So today we're mainly going to work with the course owner and bank user. And we may also use a proctor, which actually is just a sub role from the course owner that you can proctor or even give the access to someone to proctor the test. Now we're going to the platform. But just before we go, just again, confirm that we have 6 steps. Create assessment plan, create a test, publish this test, schedule the test, conduct the test, and extract results. Okay, so I will going now to the platform and we'll go with the same sequence. Hopefully this will help you get it easily. So now I'm sharing my browser. I will go to the browser. Actually, the website is exam.kku.edu.sa. Login. We'll click on login. I will enter my username and password. By default, when I log in, I will be a bank user. Okay. I need now to start as a course owner. So I will go to customize, select course owner or course co-owner. You're going to be a course owner, but this for just the demo, I will be giving using the course co-owner because there is one course I and my colleague are sharing. Actually, he is the owner and I am the co-owner for him. So both of them actually us going to manage this, and he will continue with you how to administer the test. So I will go to this course. Of course, when you give the first time, you need to select the academic year. You need to select the workspace, which actually is the your college. So for here, I will use this is WS. It's just for training. You have access by way, but you will find medicine. You will find other colleges, engineering, and then I need to select first term, and then I can select the this course, which actually is a demo course 15, number 15. Just this is what we call name it. Then I will click done. Once I'm done, I will go there to another similar pages, which is now for the course owner, and this is actually a course thing. Our platform has 2 main roles. One is the bank user, which you already have an experience now, and the other one is also very important and very crucial, is actually the course owner. Here I can manage all the assessments of my course. I can run the exams, I can print exams, I can even extract the results. So this is the main part. Of course, there is a lot of features. Some of them will be given to you today, which will be the basics ones. Next semester, inshallah, next year, we're going to give you more advanced courses. So don't be unhappy that there is a lot of tabs that you already are not aware of, because there's a lot of features you're going to be trained about it, but later. So I will go here. This is the landing page, which is similar, the same like the bank. I will click on administration, and then I will go to the assessment plan. Why? Because I need to create a record, an assessment. I will need to plan my assessment for this course. Here I have some cards. Each card actually is one assessment. Here I final exam, midterm, exam from home. These are all my exams that has been run on this course for those students. I'm going to create one. So I will add here, add assessment. I will give it a code, which is normally what is written on the assessment description, the 5th one, just a serial. I will give it like 10. Label, I say, okay, final exam. Okay, then here comes, okay, how much this assessment will take from the final grade of the course. Here it's by default 71, actually, which is the remaining of the points of the course. I will, okay, no, I will give it like 20%. I think this is enough. Okay, this is my decision actually, because I'm the course owner. So I decided, okay, only this test will be only 20% from the final grade. Here I need to select what the testing type, what the pass. Here I have 4 options. CBT, which is computer-based test, so it will be done using the computer or even any device like tablet or iPad, but not mobiles. Okay, paper-based test, alternative and quiz, we're going to explain for them, but not this time, inshallah, by next year. So I will select CBT. So now it's the test. Here I can add an Arabic name. It's up to me. I can just call it, okay, for English demo. And it's up to me, add to Arabic word or not. It will make difference if I'm logging with the Arabic interface or English interface. Here I can also select the category, which is just classification. It's actually, here I will select demo. For this, it has online proctoring. Yes, I will have a online proctor. Now I have allow on web browser. Here, if I use this 2 options for the system to run. One option actually is just to run the exam with normal browser. So there is no safe browser. There is no exam browser that will control the system, the PC or the device of the student. So students actually can go anywhere, can open any file. So if I keep it like this, so it's normal exam, normal browser. But if I switch it on, this means that now it will be actually on, it will actually use the a safe browser. So students, the browser will lock the screen and the students will not be able even to open anything. It will, the computer will be fully under control of our system of this. Here there is enable student caching. We are not going to use this actually because sorry, we are not going to use this because caching has not been enabled yet in by IT department. So I will click save. So now I just review. I just created added an assessment record to have I plan to have a final exam. It will count like 20% of the course overall grade. It's a CBT. I will use online proctor, so I can actually proctor online the test. There's here date from date and to date. This is just for information. I can leave it. It will not affect the schedule, but maybe I would like to plan and make sure that it will be actually there's a plan test here. I click save. Okay, sorry, it has a duplicate name. I will call it like final exam number 2, for example. So I'll click save. Now I created the record. So I have here final exam number 2. Okay, now the course is ready to receive an exam. So what I need now to do, I finished the publish test. I need to go back to the bank. So I will go here to my profile, customize. I will select change my role to bank user and click done. Okay, I'm used actually to go for my item bank now. And now I'm going to an English 110 course. I will go to assessments. So now I am concerned with assessment. I need to now, what I'm going to see here actually is different assessments, tests or quizzes or whatever I have actually published, so or even created. So I will go here, just create an assessment. Here is the test name. I need to give a test name. Okay, I will say, okay, March. I can even leave it like this. March 22, test 70. I can even add the date. Here, today is 30. So 30 March. This is just the name for me. And here I has to define, is it a paper-based exam or online? I will click OK, online test. How I'm going to configure the test, create the test, manually or automatic? I will select manual. There is actually different, the very advanced ways to create automatic test, but this needs more explanation. And I think now it's easy just to go forward for manual. Sections, how many sections do you expect? Okay, here it's already 1 section and it's called all items. I'm going to here, okay, no, here I will see MCQ items. Okay, so I have 1 section for MCQ, and for example, I have another section for true, false, items. Of course, this is up to you. This is how you organize your test. It's up to you. You may divide for algebra, geometry, whatever. It's up to you. So I created here the sections. Then next, here just review. It tells me that, okay, your test name is 30 March 2021 70, type online CBT. It has 2 sections, and here's the name of the section. I just click save and generate. By now, it will automatically create a test and automatically create the first form. Okay, so now I have this test, and here it's form 1. So by default, I have a form 1, and this is on the left. On the right, here I have the sections. This is the MCQ sections, no questions, true, false questions, and it's also no items. I need to add items, for example, MCQ. So I will click on the plus item, click add item. Now it will take me to a one page which has all the items of on the bank. I can just select whatever I would like here and just add and drop here to this. Here I have form 1. If I have more forms, I can have it here, and here I can select the sections. Oh, but should I go one by one? No. You can just search or filter. So I will click on search. I have 2 options here. Either to go here and select by any category. For example, if I'm looking for MCQ, I can just select the item types and say, okay, just let me have here the MCQ. This is one way. The other way is to click on advanced search. I can have more. I can even search by word, by different ways, even by different categories and criteria. I will, for me now, I will just select any 10 MCQ questions. So I will select here and click filter. By filtering, so I have all the questions, which is MCQ. I can here have 4 pages. I can just show here all. So this is all the MCQ questions I have. I will select the first 10. So of course, this is one way to do it manually. Or even you can search the questions by keywords, whatever. Here I select the 10, and I will drop them here. Move 10 items. So I will drag and drop. So here, automatically, I drop 10 questions on the first section of the test. Okay, let me go here, the second section, which is true and false. Okay, let me go again for the search, and instead of MCQ, I will click true and false. Of course, I'm just showing you one way to create a test. You can search whatever you like. And again, I will just select the first 10 questions for MCQ, for true and false from my bank, and I will just click here and move them to the section. Okay, now I'm done. I can just go back and see how is my test now. Okay, so here I have 2 sections. MCQ, it has 10 items. True and false items, it has also 10 items. I can expand here, look at any item. I can even use the arrows to move the items up and down, or I can even delete or remove any item from the test. Okay, let me see how the test will look like for the students. I can just click on preview. Either I can select specific items to preview, or I can just click preview. So I will have all the items. Here is a screen where how it will look like the same like to the students. So this is a question, what is the capital of Albania? So this is the answers. I can select and see if it's correct or right, okay? And even I can show the items. I can go through this, make sure, of course, our recommendation, you go through each item, make sure it looks like good for students to answer and see and answer, and make sure that the key is right by showing the answer, okay? Once you're done, okay, great. So now, as this is my test, I can just have it here. What if I need to create another form, the same questions, but I need shuffling? Of course, there's 2 options. One option, actually, my colleague will explain for you, just to do it by configuration. So it will automatically be done. But what if I need just to duplicate this, clone this form? I can just click here, clone, and here's the code, and here's the form name, and I just click on allow shuffle items. Should I shuffle the test sections? I can even shuffle. So some students will start, one form will start with MCQ and one form will start with true and false. Even if I have passage questions whether the passage or scenario will have the same sequence of items or it will be shuffled. If I click OK, let's just see how it's going to look like. Okay, now I have another form, just the previous form and with the same items, but they are shuffled. I can even delete some of them, change them. This is one way to do it. Okay. This is also manual. There's another way, but I'm not going to explain today, which automatically you can create the same, but it needs that you should have enough items in your bank and you have an idea how to create a framework or blueprint. Okay, now I just go back to assessment or assessment. Okay, where's my test? It's here, it is. I just need to make some configuration. Okay, this is a test name. The total score, it's 20 items, okay, by 20 points. Scaling type, it just row scores. I can add some description. Here I can review the forms. Sections, okay, I have here section and some configuration. Navigation mode between section. Here I have two options. Should students can be able to traverse, so he can go between sections, or he just, if he finishes the section, he cannot go back. I can select this from here. Even here, sorry, shuffle sections. I can click here, so each student will open the test, will have different section, will start with different section. So no need actually to the step I did before, it can just be done here as configuration. No need to do this. Then I can go here for each section. This is the MCQ items. Here also I can decide if it's going, should the students inside the section go forward only, or even he can go back and forth. Should I shuffle the items? Yes. If I have passage, I can also select this. If the section is timed or not, I can, by default, it's untimed. If it's timed, I have to say what's the duration of the form. Here the same option is available for the second section. Here instructions, here if I click here, I can actually add the instructions. Here I can just add, I didn't actually written anything, but here I can add the instructions. I can just add, please answer the following, for example. Of course, and then for each section, actually, I can add instructions as well. Then I will click save. Now I'm done with the configuration. So, okay, so I have my test ready. I need to publish it. And publishing means I move it from the item bank to the course, and I can then decide will it be online test or even Blackboard, sorry, paper-based. So I will go here to the tab of publish under assessments. I will select my test and then click on new publish. So I will going to publish this test. And now, of course, it will request some information from me about the, I'm just going again. Maybe something on my internet, hopefully nothing. Publish. Hopefully it can work. Here it says how many forms, okay. I'm not sure what happened. Okay, let me publish the other form. Yeah, I have to check something on the configuration. Let me just go here, edit. Maybe I didn't do some configuration here. So everything is fine. Okay, let me click here, publish. Okay, so I can do it from here. So I just edit here. I will select here. This is the source. The source is a form. So I'm going only to publish form 1. Okay, and this is the destination. Here in the destination, I have to select which course. So I will select here workspace. I have to select my college. So by here, I just have a training workspace. Then it's by default first term because it's only first term available now. Course, I will select the course, which is actually demo 15. Then I will select the assessment plan, the record that I created. I remember we created final exam number 2. I just select exam number 2 and then click on OK. And then, so now I decided which form I'm going to publish and where it should go. Then I will click on next. Here it requests some information. The test total time is 20 minutes. This is what the items propose, what the item writers, when they created the items, that was the time need for these items, because each item takes 1 minute based on the item writer. I can even change this to 30 minutes, for example. Oh, sorry. 30 minutes. And then this is a total score. There's some configuration. Fine, this is a section just to review, and then I click next. When it comes to next, it will not automatically publish the test unless I type again my password. Okay. Let me here. Brave, LastPass. Okay, now data saved successfully. So now my test has been published from here. It went to the course, and now I can go to my course and schedule it and do it. Okay, before we go to the next stage, let's just go here and review. So what I did now, as a course owner, I created an assessment plan record. As a bank manager, I created the test, and then I published the e-test. Now I will go as a course owner to schedule the test, then conduct it as a course owner, or also I can log in as a proctor or even assign someone to proctor the test or invigilate it and finish the test. Then I can extract the results. Okay, now I will give the theater for my colleague, Engineer Ibrahim, to do the rest. He has access actually on the course. He is the owner of the course, so he can do the rest and show it for you. Okay. Engineer Ibrahim, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Thank you.
Questions.
Okay.
Questions, Dr. Ayub? Okay. Okay. I hope that I can answer them before we start the next stage.
It's up to you. Okay. If you want questions at the end, we'll ask at the end, or I don't want to interrupt.
I prefer if we can just, because I know you already have a lot, you already seen this cycle and tried it. Yes. So let's give all the chance for everyone to see the full cycle, and then we'll open the questions. Okay. Thank you very much, Doctor, for your understanding. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Ali. I'll start sharing my screen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good evening, everyone. So let's start from where Dr. Walid has stopped. So Dr. Walid ended his workshop or his part by publishing the test to an assessment plan. So here I logged in as a course owner. So I will go to delivery to start configure this test. I will click or select CBT. So here I have all the tests I created on my course, all the CBT tests, only the CBT tests. For example, this test that Dr. Walid published his test on it. So I will click on configure. Inside configure, I will find all the configurations that Dr. Walid has set from the bank. For example, the test duration, the test score, the percentage of success. I can change it. I can make it 60 or 50 as I want. I have here 2 configurations for sending emails. I can set a configuration to the system to send an automatic email to students when they are scheduled in any test. So I can set it to on. Also, I can set an automatic email that will be sent to students when the test is ready, so they can go and log into the test and be ready to start it. I have also here the forms that have been published. Now I have only one form that Dr. Wade published. I can set it to be active, so I can start using it. I can have multiple forms here, and I can set only specific forms from them to be used, and the rest will be not used now, so I can set them to be not active. This is the most important tab, testing tab. I can change the test name that will be previewed to the students. I can make it final, only final. -2. I can change the display language of the test to the students from Arabic or English. I can change some configurations like the test taker's max late. I can set a specific time. After it, no student can start the test. So if I make it 20 minutes, after those 20 minutes from starting the test, no student can start his test. I can go deeper in configurations and see my sections. I have here two sections. They have the same configurations that Dr. Walid changed from the bank side, like test navigation mode. How will the student move between items in the section? This is the first section, MCQ item section. So will the students move freely between the items? The student will finish item number 1, then he can jump to item number 10 and go back to item number 1 to review it. If so, I will select traversal. If I want the student to solve a question and never go back to this question after solving it, so I will check or select forward only. Okay, I can shuffle between items, so each student will have a different items order than the other students, and the same for items that are related to a passage. Let's see other configurations. I have here a restoring option. Now, if the students, for some reason, their PC shut down or any problem or any issue happens that made them get out from the test, will I allow them to restore the session and start the test again from where they stopped? If so, I can open it and I can set a limit to the restoring process. I can set it to 2, so the student can restore the test and start from where he stopped. Only 2 times. After those 2 times, he won't be able to continue the test. Okay. I can also set it to be auto restored, so I don't have to approve this restore process. If I switch it on, the student will have only to log in again, so he can continue the test. If I turn it off, then the student will wait for an approval. The proctor have to approve the restoring process to the student. Will I allow the student to finish the test himself? If so, I have to set a time, a specific time. After it, all the students can finish the test. So before those 5 minutes, no student can finish the test. Or I can just switch it off, so the student have to wait to the end of the test to get out of the exam. Now I can save the configurations. If I save them without checking publish configuration, I will save all my configurations, but I won't be able to use those configurations in any test. To use them, I have to click on publish configurations first, then save my configuration. So what after I configured my test, I can now schedule a test for the student. So to schedule a test, I have to go to registration. Now I will see a list of schedules that I have created before, or I can add a new scheduling. Before creating a scheduling, I have to make sure that I am selecting the assessment I want. I have here all the assessments in my assessment plan. So I will select this one and add a new scheduling. To add a new scheduling, I have to set I will insert a name to this scheduling or this session. Oh, why it's taking too much time to load? Let's try it again. So maybe I have slow internet connection. I will try to refresh the page. Okay, I'll try another browser. Maybe I have some issues with my browser. Okay, I think it will work now. Okay, it's working now. I have to insert a name for this session. Let's call it session 18. I have to set a date for this session. It will be today, and a time. So let's make it at 9:30. The system will automatically set the time. The system knows how the duration of this test. It's 30 minutes. So it set the time automatically. I have to set the number of students I'm expecting to attend this test. And I have to set I have two type of proctors. I have chief proctor and I have assistant proctors. I can select multiple assistant proctors to this chief proctor. So I can set more than one. So if I have a multiple or a lot of students, for example, 100 students, I can set multiple proctors to assist this chief proctor to proctor each group of students. So I can save my session now, or I can click save and assign to start assigning students to this session. When I click save and assign, okay. Oh, I have selected the, okay, I'm sorry. I selected the chief proctor with the assistant proctors. So I have to remove him from here and I can save now. So I will start assigning students. I can just click on the students I want in my session, or I can filter by using searching for name or by academic ID or registration ID, or even if I have groups, I can filter by a group. If I want specific group like this, I can filter and choose or select my students. Now I select those students I want to add them to the session, and I will click assign. So after assigning students, I can select some of them or select all to send the email. I will send the email to some of them. For example, clicking send email. This send email button will send an email to the students to tell them that they have been assigned or scheduled for a test and they have to attend it. Okay, let's see an example for this email. Here an example for the email. The email tells the students that they are scheduled for a test, and it tells them the test name and the test time and date. Okay. So now I created a scheduling. I assigned student to this schedule. What else can I do? I have to only configure this session so it will be ready to the proctor to start working on it. So I will go back to delivery, then manage session. Here I should have a list of sessions I have created, but by default it will be selecting live now. It will show me only the live sessions now. I can set it to be all and click filter again to see all my sessions. So I have here this session we have created. I will set it to be configured. I will click on configure session. I have here some information about the session. For example, the students, the proctors. I can click configure session. So now I have to select specific form that will be published in this session. I can have multiple forms, for example, form 1, 2, 3. I will select the specific forms I want to be in this session. I have to select the proctor max time. So I will set it to be at 10. So after 10, and the proctor can't start the session, but he can start the session anytime from 9:30, which is the start time, to 10. I can change the proctor if I want, and the chief proctor. I can change the max late time we have configured before. So I can click on mark as configured and click save. If I didn't check this checkbox, the configurations also will be saved, but I will not be able to use these configurations to start the session. So I will mark it as configured and click save. So now as a course owner, I finished all I have to do so the proctor can start this session. I can only, as a course owner, I can only monitor this session after it starts. So I will go to the role proctor. Let's go to another browser. As a proctor, I will see a card for the session that I created or I have to monitor, and I can start working on it. I will re-log in. So I will choose the role proctor. Okay, now I have this card here. It's called session 18. This is the one we have created before. I can set it to be ready to start. When I click on ready to start, the students will have an automatic email telling them that this session is ready now. You can log in, but they can't start yet. When will they be able to start the session? When I tell them they can start now. So I'll click on ready to start. So until I click on start, no student can start the session. Students can log in, can see the instructions, even the instructions of the test, but they can't start the test. So I can click on monitor. Here I have the list of the students they will or they are expecting to attend my test. I can see more information about students from Students tab. Let's click on Start so the students can start the test. The system tells me that I am starting the test before a specific time I created or I choose. It's 9:30. I can click yes. I configured the proctor or I configured the test so the proctor can start earlier by 60 minutes. So now the test starts. Let's click on refresh and see how many students attended. Now I have only one student in progress and 5 late. I can set the refresh to be automatic. Okay, let's go to Students tab and see more information about the students. I have now 2 students in progress. If I want to see...
Sorry, Engineer Ibrahim. Just to make them, everyone understands that Ibrahim has his 2 colleagues actually. He selected is actually 2 another engineers who got now is working now as students. So they logged in and they are taking the exam now, like students. Okay, so just you are aware how he did it for you.
After we finish as a proctor, I will show you how the students will see this test and how he takes the test and start it. So let's see more details about this student. I will click on monitor. So I can see the progress of the student. What is he solving, or how many questions has he solved? So in section 1, I think this student haven't solved any question, but he started with section 2. That was because the test has been configured to have shuffled sections. So a student have a true and false section in the beginning, and the other one had MCQ in the beginning. So I can see now the student has seen 8 items and solved all of them. If I click refresh, I can see the progress. He finished all the questions of section 2. So I can take a lot of actions on a student. I can add a comment, for example. This comment will be seen by me and by the proctors that are assisting me and by the course owner. For example, I can add took too much to start. I've added this comment. Let's go back to the course owner. I will refresh. I can click on monitor. So now as a course owner, I can also monitor the session, but I can take the same actions that the proctor is taking. I will see that this comment that has been taken on the student. So it was student 1. I click on comments. So I can monitor anytime and know the comments that the proctor are taking on the students. Also, I can monitor a student to see his progress, such as the proctor did. Okay. So I can take some more actions on a student. I can see the log. I can see when did the student start, when was he, when he logged in, when he ended, even when he ends. I can, okay, I will now make a student ask for restoring. The student will close the test and he will be not connected. Let's see. Okay. Sorry. Now I have this student, student 1 is asking for a restoring. Let's click on this hand icon. So I have some information about this student. The student still have 27 minutes to end the test. The system is expecting him to end at 8:52. He solved with 51% of the test. I can approve the request so he can continue the test from where he stopped, or I can terminate him if I don't want him to restore the test, but I will approve the request. So now the student can continue solving the test from where he stopped. I can also end a student's test. For example, let's end this student test. I can click on end test. When I end the student test, I have to select a reason. I have here multiple reasons, not only this one. The admin of the system can add more than a reason. So I will select this and I have to add more description. And then I can click on terminate. So the student will not be able to continue the test. Okay, after the test ends, now I can't click on submit session, but when all the students finish the test, I will be able to click on finish. So the systems can start scoring this session and export all the reports. So let's go to reports and see how can we export. Okay, the other student has finished, but the students still can log in, so I can't finish this session now. So let's go to reports. To export the test reports, I have to go to scoring, then reports. Here I have a lot of reports. I can show you some of them. I have test result report. I will select test of them. Let's start by at-home test. So they are all absent. Oh, because I haven't finished this one yet. Sorry. Oh, I have to submit this one first. Oh, let's select another one. I'm sorry. Okay, this is an example. I can click on print. So here, the report of the student's result. I have here the raw score and final score. So the raw score is the score that student get from the test paper, from the test, the specific the test I created. For example, I have created a test and it have maximum score 10. So the student will have raw score 6 out of 10. What is the final score? The final score is the percentage of the score from the whole assessment plan. So I have here a raw score and final score. I can show you some other reports. Here I have item option analysis, which shows us the percentage of students who have selected each option. For example, for this question number 1 in section that called anatomy, I have 13% of students chose or selected number A. 55% of them selected number B, which was the correct answer, and so on for other options, and so on for other questions. I have also question quality report, which show us some statistics report, values for each question and for the whole exam, as you can see. And I have another report for a section score. If I have a test that have multiple sections, I can export a report that show me each student score for each section. For example, as we can see, we have here this student has scored 4 in first section, has scored 3 in second section, and so on for all other sections. And down here we have a chart that show us the percentage of success for each for students on each section. So we can now start a test as students to see how students take their test on the on assessment gourmet. I will log in as a student. We have two different type in tests from home. We have a normal browser test, which where the student will take on a normal browser like Google Chrome or Firefox. And we have another type that the students have to use a secure browser, X51, our secure browser, to take this test. Let's start with the normal browser type. I will log in as my student. So here is the student page. The student page. Okay, first I have an instructions page. I have here a lot of instructions I have to read as a student to know how to download the secure browser, how to take a test on Assessment Gourmet. If I click here, I will see how to download the secure browser if I have to use it on different operation systems, Windows or Mac or Android or even iOS. I can see a video down here to show me how to install and log in to the secure browser. Here I should have the upcoming tests. If I have a test that I have to start, I can click refresh. Sorry, wait, I think I have to log in with another student, sorry, that have a ready test. I will log in with another student, sorry. So this one, this student have a ready test. I can click on active tests to see the tests cards. Now my test is ready. I can click on start, but before starting the test, I have to get my PIN code that will help me to start the test. I have to insert my password again. Here is my PIN code. I have to copy it. So I can click on Start Test. It will ask me to insert the pin code. Now the test is loading. So here is what the students see for the first time. I can see here the test instructions. I can read them carefully. It doesn't count from the test time. The test time hasn't started yet for me. I can also see how can I do my test. I can see some instructions for each button in the test, how it works, how it will work, how can I move between questions. I can read them carefully also. Then I can close when I'm ready as a student to start the test. I can click on skip instructions to proceed. Here's some information about the test. It has two sections. Each section have some questions. For example, first one have 20, second one have 15. I can click on start test. So now my test has started. Now that the time has started counting down, I can click on the watch mark to hide the time, or I can show it again. Here is my questions list. I can hide and view this review panel. I can solve any question and start moving between questions by clicking on next or previous, or I can use this menu to move between questions like this. Here as an example for a passage that is related to multiple questions. So if I moved between questions, only the questions will change, but the passage will be fixed like this. So I can read the passage, the whole passage, and start solving the related items. I can close the review panel to have more space. I can even have more space to the passage if I want to read it. Then I can reallocate this separator to start solving the questions. So I can move to the next section. I can, if I want to review an item again, I can click on bookmark. This bookmark will leave a mark on the item. So when I want to return to this item to review it, I can just click on bookmarks item. This will filter the items I have with only the bookmarked one. So I can go quickly to it to review it and change the answer if I want, or just leave it and click next. So anytime I can click here to see my progress in the test. So I have 77% of items I haven't seen yet. 14% I have seen, but I haven't answered. And 8% I have answered. So if I want to finish my test, I just have to click on finish and click on finish test. And I have to submit the final answer, so the system will submit my finals. If I can click, or I can close the browser to see how will it handle the restoring process. I close the browser now. I close the tab. I will try to start the test again. I will click the pin code again. Click OK. So instead of starting the test directly, it redirects me to waiting room page. I will have to wait for the proctor to confirm my restoring request. So I just have to wait. It's telling me that I have only one more trial left. And after it, I will not be able to restore the test. Now the proctor approved my request. I can continue solving the test or answering. Then I can finish if I want. So I think I have finished now, Dr. Walid, if you want to add something.
Yeah, but can you show them the test
sure.
on safe
sure.
browser?
On secure browser, okay. On secure browser, I can't show it in the share screen, so I have a video for it, because the secure browser refuse or prevent the system from sharing screen. So I will start the video. So here is an icon of the application on the desktop. The student start the application. So he will be redirecting to a login page, so he can insert his credentials to start the test. So I'll insert my username and password and click login. After it, I will take the test in the same way I have taken before in normal browser, but the secure browser assures that I can't close it anytime, or I can't go to any other tab or search on Google or so on. It's the same controls and the same preview. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Engineer Ibrahim. Before we start opening the questions, let me share just one thing, just show one thing which actually has been requested by today in the meeting with College of Medicine. Okay, which actually that if I am the owner of the bank and I have, or the manager, and I would like to give access to some others actually to do some work on the bank, like write new items or even review items. So what I can go now, I just logged in as an item bank user. Okay, we'll go to the bank, normal way I do. And here on this tab, I have 3 dots. If I click on the 3 dots, I start to get a menu like delete bank, clone bank, and bank users. Here I can define who can see what, who can see my bank and see what. So I will click on users, okay. And then here, first, of course, I have to create a group. This is very important for you to use user groups. So I can click here, add a group, and then with a group I can just name it like whatever. I can say, okay, write new, for example, reading questions. Okay, so this means that he will not be able to see the old questions. So this is the name of the group, and here I will open, okay, items. If I expand items, I can see that it's okay. Here I have create items, edit items, duplicate items. I can just click, okay, they can create items only, and that's all. So they will not be able to do anything else, and just click on okay. Okay, so now I have another role, which is for this, which is write new reading items. And this is the other groups. Okay, now I need, this is how I created the users groups. So I can create whatever role or group, and I can just assign whoever I would like to this group, give them access, or even delete this access. Here, this item bank, actually, I have here all this team, actually, Rana, Wafa, Najla, Naifa, Abdurabbo, Ibrahim, all of them actually, they have access to different access to my bank. All of them actually are co-owners. Co-owners means that I'm giving them all the privilege I have, in addition to define users. So they even can define users. Why? Because actually all of us actually are using this bank for demo purpose. So, okay, let's try this. I can just assign a co-owner. Then here will be the users. For example, I will give Dr. Ayub access. So I can just start typing and it will automatically select the user. And then I can define, okay, define user. If I switch it on, it will give Dr. Ayub privilege to even define new users on the bank. And he will be a co-owner. If I didn't define new users, so he will have all the privilege, but he cannot have a defined new users. Okay, I just click okay. Then by default, Dr. Ayub, when he log in as an item bank user, he will be able to see this bank. Okay, let me try also to assign user. So user is just giving and defining what are the privilege. Okay, here, okay, I will select also Dr. Ayub. However, of course, I can select whatever I can. I can either select here the group, so I can just give him like this, or even I can go, right, reading items, and then I can select which folder of the item bank he can have access. Okay, I will only give access to him to the reading folder, so he can write items, new items on the reading folder, but he will not be able to view or edit or do anything for the other actually items. I can give even a privilege to create new test, publish, whatever. As you see, the whole functions actually on the bank is there in the group of users, and here I can even define to do this role on a specific folder. Of course, I can even delete a folder